Hello everyone, welcome to Cheeky Impressions. I'm Nardograph and this is Volume. This is a game by Mike Biffle, sorry. And he is the creator of Someone Alone, which is one of my favorite games ever. It had fantastic music. This game has fantastic music too. It has voice acting by Charlie McDonald, also known as Charlie So Cool Like on YouTube, also known as one of the biggest British YouTubers. I don't know if he's still that big, but he's pretty famous. And Danny Wallace, which was the narrator in Thomas Was Alone, and Andy Serkis. However, I haven't really ran into Andy Serkis yet, I think. Either way, the options are pretty bare bones, but they work for what this game is. You can rebind the keys and everything. I played this game before. I played a bit. There's a multitude of levels. There's the staff picks. There is online, which is user created levels, because there is a level creator, which I'll talk about in another video. But I've reset my. I played this before. I've reset my progress so you guys could see as we go along a bit of the dialogue and everything. I'm gonna let you guys watch this because it's quite a pretty cutscene. Three hours earlier, and now we get into the actual game. There's 100 levels on this, by the way, so there's a lot that we can go through. I was going to explain movement here, but yeah, it won't be necessary because you made me move. There's quite a bit of dialogue here. That's Danny Wallace, in case you don't know, and Charlie McDonald is Loxley. You can kind of see that this is still a little rough for Charlie, but still, as you can see, every level has a par. Also, if you go back to the level, you come back. The dialogue will be where you stopped.
Sorry, I'm being rude.
Also, every level has a par, which so far I've been able to beat every par. Alright, so what we need to do is grab gems. Every level we need to grab as many gems as we can. Not as many, we need to grab all of the gems in order to open the last area. As you can see, I screwed up there, but I'll still be able to make par. I screwed up before, and I was able to make par. I don't know what par actually entails, but it's still what actually hitting par entails. I'm not exactly sure. Let's go to Undercover Edited. We now get enemies. The enemies will move around eventually, not in these early levels. Also, the dialogue carries over from what I've seen. We can also grab onto walls, as you can see with Alt-LT. It does change on the fly. I'm now on a keyboard, and both work fine from what I've seen. There's quite a bit.
Okay, Alan, let's do this.
There's quite a few upgrades, like actual power-ups that you can get. That we'll see a couple of them as we go along. But for now,
you see me like weapons.
It's fine. He talks about weapons, but I don't think there's actual combat in this game. If you get caught, all that happens is you have to run away from them until, if you see that little square on top of their heads, that will start filling up as he sees you, and it will become orange. Actually, I'll show you guys. See, it will become orange or yellow, depending on your option here, on what you prefer. I'd say it's yellow, to be fair. Saying orange was a bit of a misnomer. See? It's easy enough. Sometimes Loxley talks a lot. Now, I'm gonna talk a bit about my experience as a stealth player. I've played a lot of stealth games. I played, in this channel I played a couple of them. We can actually get their attention by flushing toilets or whistling. Whistling is a pretty good way to catch their attention. It's in a lot of ways easier, I feel.
Walking back and forth.
Oh, we don't need to go there yet because we don't have the jewels.
I tend to work a bit more subtly.
There we go. That will catch his attention. Everything makes noise. Everything that makes noise has a different noise radius, and you can see it. But as I was saying, from my experience of a stealth player, someone who plays a lot of stealth, I play Marco the Ninja and Deus Ex in this channel. And I've played a bit of the Thief games, even though I'm not really good at them. This is a pretty good stealth game for what it is. It's $20 on Steam right now. And for what it's asking, like $20 with the level editor, which has some pretty cool but not yet mastered user-created levels. There's a long way to go, I feel like, for the users to be able to understand how the level creator works. But
Which weaponry would you like simulated, sir?
None for now.
But it's still a pretty good experience nonetheless. That works. I could have just caught his attack. Shit. Okay. It's gonna go back. There we go. That wasn't quite exactly how I planned that, but it worked. Now, considering everything, there's one level specifically that I want to show you guys that has a really cool solution. It's this one. This level has the really cool solution I wanna show you. If you hold Y, you reset, but if you with these enemies, it's faster to just let it carry out the getting caught scene, or you can just reset from checkpoint by pressing start, which works just as well. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Also, it's kind of cheesy in a sense. Watch this. I'm caught, right? Not anymore. It's kind of cheesy that way. You can kind of cheese the system like that way. If you're getting about to get caught, if you rush to a checkpoint, you can, and you pass that checkpoint, every enemy reset, but you start back at the checkpoint. You can kind of cheese this system a bit that way. I don't know if that was intended. If it is, I feel like most hardcore players won't like that. Right? Most hardcore players won't like that mechanic because they want to be able to do the levels perfectly, and if they can just cheese the level. But still, it's a matter of choice. You don't have to actually cheese the level. You might do it by accident. I'm gonna be fair with you. You might just accidentally cheese the level. It happened a couple of times with me. Either way, no place like home. This, I think, we're finally getting into the first few history levels. Let's call his attention. And so, alright, here is a cool thing you can do. As he's getting around, you hide behind here. There's quite a bit of... This has a lot of things that I felt like were kind of missing in some stealth games. The fact that you can mess around with their cone of vision, I think it's really cool. For example, here. We get his attention over there. We hide behind here. And when he goes around, because you need to grab every gem. Like, you don't have a choice. You either grab every gem or you don't progress at all. Alright, so we got those gems, and now we hide behind here. Right? Because he'll come around. And there we go. And then he'll stand. Learning the enemy's patrols is important, which is, again, something that a lot of a lot of stealth games don't really have. Alright, this is the cool part I mentioned. We call them all here. We wait over here. Just look how cool this is. I have yet to play a stealth game that does this. We just wait there for them to pass. And now we grab the street gems and we're done. We run and we're done. Not many stealth games do that. And learning the enemy patrols is important, which a lot of stealth games don't actually do that. A lot of stealth games just do the patrols where they just walk around. They don't have a set patrol, you know? And that can get annoying at parts, I feel like. Because Payday 2 does that a lot. The enemies don't have set patrols, they just walk wherever they want to. And that combined with their sphere of vision, because they don't have cones of vision, they have spheres. Alright, I managed to... I thought I could get there. I'm gonna try and cheese this, alright? I'm gonna try and cheese this so that I can show you. There's sphere of vision, as I was saying. I'm gonna try and get caught here. As you can see. Now look. I get caught on purpose there. And there we go. See? The gems are caught and everything. But... the guy is still there, but we restarted the checkpoint. I think it would be cool from our hardcore players. Oh shit. Again, cheese it! Did I cheese it? I cheesed it, see? From our hardcore players to turn off the enemy placement. We can break their patterns also by doing this. See? Now it's safe to grab these gems. Being able to break the patrols is actually really important. It's something that you gotta learn. And it can get quite hectic as we go along here. Let's grab that. I can actually just run. Because look. Oh, I can actually not. I almost got to it. I think if I managed to just slightly get to it right there, it would have worked out. But sadly, it did not work out. Alright, now that we moved the guy out of our way, we can actually just progress like this. Let's try not to get caught again. I think if you actually make it to the thing, even though you're getting caught, it's still finished. And there's no punishment for getting caught. At least yet. I think it would be cool again for hardcore players if you remove the checkpoints. Although I would appreciate if no achievements were added to that, because I don't want to have to do that. But I guess. Now we get to another mechanic, which is creaky floorboards, sorry. Which make noise like that. So you gotta learn how to move around the enemies. And there was one specific user level that you're gonna see in the video, because I already recorded. I've already, again, see, cheesed it. I've already recorded this, the level editor. There's quite a... yeah, that didn't quite work out. There's quite a cool level that uses floorboards in quite an interesting way. And actually, I'm gonna wait over here because it's gonna turn around and just stare straight into nothingness. Now here's another cool way. I'm actually might just skip a couple of levels until I get to the first upgrade, which is the bugle, which makes noise. I'm not sure. It might be the next one. I don't quite remember. As you can see, I have no problem so far getting to... this is the bugle, so we'll show at least one upgrade, which is what I wanted to do. So let's grab this.
I tried to access the employee database again.
We aim
And it's not there.
with the left stick.
I'm
or the mouse.
Why can't I find you in my records, Rob?
And we can
I find
kind of do some stuff like this where we shoot.
Memories before activating my mask.
oh oh dear. What?
I reset you, Alan.
But I've only just been in. but I've
See,
only
that
just been
was
in-
kind of a rough line that he made. There we go. You can actually make it bounce in some really interesting ways in order to get his attention. For example, I want him.
Gisborne use volumes just like you
It's kind of hard to control this with a
from its people.
So I'm not cutting edge.
controller.
The database you're looking for hasn't existed for about 5 years. I honestly hoped it would take you a bit longer to
Now we might be able to do this.
Something earlier
Yes,
when
we
you
did it.
didn't want a gun.
Alright, we're running into a bit of trouble here. We got caught. Now remember what I said, just get to the checkpoint even if you're getting caught. There we go. And this might be the last level I show because there are over 100 levels. Like I can't possibly speak to the level that this is going to get. And again, for 20 bucks, a level editor, 100 levels that are already in the game, even though they're quite short.
The moment I began experiencing database issues.
Even though they're quite short, it's quite a... It's still, like, the levels I've played so far, I've played a little further than this. The levels I played so far are quite fun, actually. And a lot of outlets seem to be criticizing the story so far. Ah, I thought I could get on the corner there for a second.
I liked you. I hope Gisborne's forces treat
And as you can see, even if you reset the dialogue,
You think those old channels are still open?
I'm not broadcasting.
Oh, you're broadcasting all right. But not to Gisborne. Right now, at this second, you are
Okay, we got it.
broadcasting across the net to all
like,
of England.
what they're offering right now for 20 bucks, like 100 levels that are already in the game, a level editor, which is quite good.
Imagine we...
Yeah, I can make it. Also, the dialogue, a lot of outlets, what I was saying, a lot of outlets have been criticizing the story for not being very good so far.
Out of the feed. They'll have to search hundreds of forgotten volumes to find us.
But
Like, although the story, I think is just, the main problem I see is that the story is told in a different way
These simulations, right?
than Thomas Was Alone. Like, a lot of people love the story of Thomas Was Alone because it was a narrative. This isn't as much of a narrative as it's an actual story, you know? And for what they're offering here, the story so far has been quite interesting. I really wanted,
sessions of Gisborne's allies
I really look forward to playing more of this
Are you with me?
and,
We're gonna show
you know, get to know more of the story, get to know more of Loxley. And from what I've read, like, Charlie's voice acting does get better as it goes along.
I am, however, programmed to follow the orders of the
And we can do something cool like this.
technically is you. I must
And when he gets over there, we hide.
here anyway.
That'll do. For now.
And there we go.
Let's carry on.
Also, something cool we can do is get him to go back there so we don't actually have to use that locker. This one is probably one of the coolest I've seen so far. Like, that we're actually gonna see in this video at least. We use the thing to make him go over the wall, like, he'll go on the other side of the wall. And then we run to grab the gems. Right? And when he returns, we wait for him to return. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna make par here. He'll turn around. And then if I can make this, I can make this again. See? That was really cool. Like, I love the bugle as a mechanic. And there's quite a bit of mechanics. There's a mute, which makes you run fast and silently, even over creaky floorboards. And another one. And there's like a bunch of them. And they're not present in every level, so they don't make... There's level specific, right? So... the appearance they make, again, let's cheese this. Now, I'm just gonna give my final thoughts. For a stealth game, this is pretty great. Like, for what it's offering, like, just this very few, like, 20 or so first levels are really good. and the mechanics keep progressing, and the game keeps getting like harder, and learning every mechanic, and there's 100 of them, like 100 levels. I'd imagine like that's good enough for $20, right? Like there are games that are $40 that have less than that, especially AAAs which are 60 and have less content than this. And now they also add a level editor, because some people might argue, oh, a lot of games have level editors these days. That doesn't really apply. Like, it's not that impressive to have a level editor, but here's the thing. Having a level editor shouldn't just be something you take for granted. It's a pretty good thing, right? Having a level editor is a pretty good thing because it adds replayability. And people, so far, I haven't seen a player create a level that has wowed me in any way. But it's still, what we got so far is still pretty good. Like what we got so far is a great. There are a couple levels which are just bad, but that's why with time people will play those player levels, right? People will use those player levels. They will start the player levels that are bad, and things will get weeded out. Like the bad levels will get weeded out, and the good levels will. Alright, this worked. It's just fine. And now we can get back. And the good levels will start to shine, right? We can do this. And we can walk just past them like this. And people will start learning how to use their level editor better. And that will allow more creative levels and more impressive levels. Maybe on the level, maybe people will manage to do things, and like with Little Big Planet, where they break genres, you know. I'm not sure if they can with what they have right now, but still, this game. Let's finish this up. This game, Oddity. This is actually a mechanic that I'm just gonna show. Although my only complaint so far is that here, if you reset, you have to wait for your things to load again, for your abilities to recharge there on the top left, top right. Sorry, you have to wait for them to recharge. So it's just a lot of waiting time that feels pointless. But still, it's a minor complaint. It's still as you learn how to use the mechanics better, you have a better time with it, hopefully. I'm gonna wait over here. All links will be in the description. For $20, I feel like, even though, like, for me, if I were to buy this game, I would probably wait for a sale. But that's not because the game is bad. It's because, like, the situation in my country, in regards to the economy so far, is pretty bad. Like, this game is $36, not 20 for me. Will they catch that? They will. So, even though I wish I could buy this at full price, it's not really an option for me because it's too expensive. But if I had $20 lying around, I can actually do this, I think. See? You can get creative with the Oddity. $20 is more than a fair price. All links will be in the description. This game is also available for the PS4 and the PS Vita if you want. I think it's gonna be released tomorrow on the PS4 and the PS Vita. So if you want to, you can get in those platforms. Keyboard controls works just fine. Although in the menus the controls are a bit like they moved the things around too fast. But that's just like a minor gripe I have with the game. And all links will be in the description. $20 more than fair for what they're asking. 100 levels, more user-created content, just fine. The game works fine. It looks really cool. The aesthetics of the game are really cool. If what you see here is what you think you enjoy, then by all means, just get the game. I wholeheartedly recommend that you get this game. Thomas Was Alone was great. This is a pretty good game. from what just I've seen now. I can, again, since this is a first impressions video, I can't attest for if the game will get worse in the future, but I feel like the gameplay will stay consistent, because Thomas Was Alone gameplay was consistent throughout, and Mike Biffle is a great developer. There was quite a bit extensive Q&A on this game from what I've seen, and it's a pretty good game. Then I'll see you guys on the next, whatever it is I do. On the flip side, bye-bye.